Hi, this is Renee, and I am back with the next month in the National Stamping Month Cut Above Layout Kit, Memories in the Making from Close to My Heart. This kit's available September 1st through 30th while supplies last, so if you like it, you may want to go grab it before it's gone. The bundle that I am using is called the Calendar Kit with Stamps. There are several bundles available, and I did do a video on all of the possible bundles as well as prices and where you can buy everything. So I will link to that along with my blog post that gives you all of that information as well. So today we're going to be doing the May layout. I love this layout. I love butterflies. I really like plaid. I love the colors. And May is also my birthday month, so I really like May. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. This one looks pretty simple. It does have places for 3 pictures. You could do 2 pictures in journaling. You could also do a 4x6 picture here and then some journaling here. Or you could put memorabilia, concert tickets, museum tickets. This might be a fun layout to go if you have a butterfly pavilion in your city. This might be a good layout to go to the butterfly pavilion. My husband and I are using this calendar in our kitchen next year, and we are actually going to go out and do pictures for each one of the layouts as the months come along. So when we get to the end of the year, we have some memories. And then I'm going to remove all the pages from the calendar and put them in our scrapbook. So that'll be really fun. I know sometimes you get these beautiful calendars, and when the year's over, you're like, oh, I don't want to get rid of them. What do I do with them? Well, this time, the calendar is actually going to be something that can be moved into a photo album, and it will look like it was always meant to be. So, okay, well, we're going to get started. I glued my paper down. This one, it's really easy to know your orientation because your sentiment is already printed on there, along with your background being printed with your this beautiful watercolor brush strokes, polka dots, which I love. We've also got some butterfly die cuts. I'll put those to the side. Placeholders, we have 3 of those. Okay, and we have our photo mat and the 2 edges for our photo mat. I'm going to go ahead and use my tape technique. I want to make sure that these are the right direction so that it looks like your plaid is a continuous. So I think that's how we'll do it. So I'll move this one out of the way, and we'll turn these guys over, get them butted up to each other, and it appears from the layout picture that this is just centered, so you can just eyeball that. It doesn't need to be perfect. So we will put a few pieces of tape. This is my little trick when we've got some strips to do and I don't want to layer them. I want them butted up to each other. I find this is the easiest way to do it. So I flip it over, make sure I don't have any gaps. If I do, just pull that tape off. It's really easy to pull off, or you could even use scissors and cut really closely there and then just peel it. This is the best way that I have found to do this. So that's why I like sharing it with you. Okay, so this one is also going to be centered. And you want to just make sure you got it right. As close as you can anyway. Get your little tape. I love this little tape dispenser. It looks like a shoe. The only thing I don't like about it is it's not very heavy, so it doesn't stay where you put it. I wish they would put, Scotch, if you're watching, put more weight in here. Make that heel a little heavier. I know, that's so funny, like they'd be watching a scrapbooking page. They probably never even think that people are using tape. Now, the one thing about tape, make sure you're using acid-free tape. I try to buy acid-free in everything I do, just because I never know if I'm going to be using it in a scrapbook or if I'm going to be using it in card making or wrapping presents. It's just easier to have it acid-free and then you don't have to worry. Okay, so here's this piece. We're going to put our placeholders. If you already have your pictures and you're putting everything together, you don't need to use these placeholders. You can save them for another project, or you could even use them as photo mats if you wanted to cut your 3x4 photo down just a little bit and then use this as a photo mat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and put the 2 end pieces on and then put my middle piece in. That way, if I'm a little bit off, I can split the difference with that middle piece. Okay. And then this one, I'll line it up here and then center it between the other 2. And what did I say? That one's an easy one. Okay, so now we're going to stick this down. In our instructions, it says that we are to place this 1 inch over from the side and 3 3/8 from the top. I really hate 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. A quarter is 4/8. So we're going to split the difference there between a quarter and a half to get to 3/8. You know, it's math. Not a big fan of the math, but it is important. Okay, so we'll put this, like I've shared before, this is gonna go in my kitchen. So I wanna use a lot of tape so that things don't fall off as the year goes by. If you're doing this directly into a photo album, you do not need to use this much tape. Okay. Now I want to show you something. I don't know how well you can see it on the video, but I got really close to the edge there with my tape. So you want to do your finger just to make sure you don't have tape sticking off. Last thing you want to have is things well, with my calendar anyway, last thing I want to have happen is my pages stick to each other. Okay, so I know that I want to be 1 inch from the side, and I have a 1/2 inch here, so I'm going to look at 1 1/2 on here. Now, here's an issue that we may have. If I would have overlapped this piece, there's a possibility this would not be straight. However, since I did the budding technique with the tape on the back, I know that this edge is straight. If I would have overlapped, I would probably want to move my my ruler to go down this side so I could use this edge that I know is straight. Okay, so just keep that in mind if you're doing this a little bit different. Okay, so I know I want to go 1 inch in, so that's like at 1 1/2 roughly. So, whoops, you know what? That doesn't look quite right because it was covering up my information here. So am I too far down? 1, 2, 3, and 3/8. I think we might have an error in our instructions. Oh, and we do. Okay, if you bought your kit, it is possible that your kit had some instruction errors. Make sure you look at these. They try as hard as they can to make sure that the instructions are correct, but every now and then there are errors, and they will make sure, and if they catch the errors before the kits leave our facility, they will put in a page that gives you the instruction changes. If, however, you've bought something from me and I find out after the fact that there are changes, I will send you an email. If I know that you've bought that product, I will send you an email with the corrections as soon as I know about them. So this tells us that the measurement from the top of the page is labeled 3 3/8, but it should be 2 3/4. So we're going to move this up here. See, I didn't need to do math after all. So 2 3/4 puts it right there. Okay. So 2 3/4, and we still need to go over 1 inch. That's 1 1/2 on this because of my side piece. Oh, that's much better. Look at that. We're not covering up our words. And whoops. Everything looks good. Okay, there we go. So we've got that. And now we need to put our butterflies down. So you can follow how they have the butterflies on the instructions, or you could just put them where you want them. So I'm going to go ahead and follow the instructions. Put some glue. Again, I'm using a little bit more glue than I would have to use if I were just putting it in a photo album. The other thing you can do with these butterflies that I really like to do, and you've probably seen me do before, is I put a little bit of dimension in the body and then I glue the wings down flat. So then it looks like the butterfly is actually moving off the page. But again, I'm not going to be putting any dimension in my pages this time, but feel free to do that. That would be really pretty. Okay, and now we have a polka dot. And if you can hear any noise in the background, that is little Peanut. He has decided to wake up. we shall see what that means. It's not really dinner time quite yet, but his watch is not always correct. Okay. And the last time I was talking about Peanut in one of my videos, I told you that I would try to put in a picture of him so you could see his cute little face. And I thought I did it in iMovie. I use iMovie. I use an iPhone to record my videos, and then I use iMovie for my editing. And I thought I had done it correctly, and then when I uploaded the video, his picture was missing from my video. So if I remember, I will try it again on this one and see if maybe I just did it wrong the last time or what was going on. So Peanut is a Lhasa, and he will be 12 in November. He's kind of a funny little guy. He's got some attitude to him, that's for sure. If you tell him something that he doesn't want to hear, he sneezes at you. It's kind of funny. I don't think my husband finds it as funny as me, though. Okay, well, there we go. We are done with May. That was a pretty quick layout. And I'll go ahead and flip this over, take off the glue. As always, if you have any questions about anything that I've done or I haven't done, and you wonder why I didn't do it, just leave me a comment and I will get back to you. And I hope you've enjoyed so far. We're almost halfway through. We have actually done 6 layouts so far, and we've got a few more to go. This is May, and I will see you tomorrow for June. Have a great day.